Here goes their crow.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to CrowCast episode 23. Absolutely incredible for you to be here tonight with us. We have got a bit of news, though, sad news. Ronnie, if you'd like to take over.
Yes, it's the first week it's happened, but it's not his fault at all. Due to the weather everybody's kind of receiving at the moment. Wyatt can't make it. We just tried to get him on several times. It's not working out. The internet's kind of going. We've had a few glitches ourselves. So for anybody watching now, we'll go as long as we can. We've got a few things planned. We're going to have a chat about. We're going to still do a little bit of a show. Lloyd's not going to be with us, sadly, as well. He's at to try and flutter. He's having trouble with his internet signal. I think it's only me so far that's got the record, but that could all change tonight. Like, do you know what I mean?
Don't go saying that now, jinxing it. Don't go saying that.
Well, no, and so the good news is, so there's the bad news. I mean, Wyatt can't make it on, and there's no point in seeing if he can come on during the show, because what we want to do is kind of do the same thing. Oh, here's a train. Oh.
Train's leaving the station.
Yeah, what we want to do, guys, is we want to have Wyatt on. We want to do the full caboose. We want to have him on, talk about how he got into music, working for Planet Rock, all the lovely charity work he does. So there's no point in having him on and then his little flutters or he's on and off. So I'd rather kind of reschedule him, which brings me on to next week's show. And it's probably a good time to say it. Next week, we're going to schedule Wyatt in because we're going to be doing a secret location stream. Me and the boys are I hope it works. I swear to God, to anybody watching us now, I hope it works. So next week we're away as a band. We're going away, we're doing a bit of jamming and stuff. It's going to be in a remote location. So it's a really kind of cool way to see if we can do this on the road as well. I've contacted the place. They've said they've got good enough Wi-Fi. So we'll get Wyatt on and we'll be all in a different location. So the backdrops will look different and we can maybe show you a little bit what we're up to. Who knows, innit? So, yeah.
Get there. We couldn't have Wyatt on. It just wasn't going to happen, though. So, it's just us miserable for tonight. The weather's awful, isn't it? It's terrible where I am.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I missed out on the good stuff because I think the tide's going out now in Puthcall. But earlier, I put a bit of a feed up. And some of the photos. Has anyone looked on the Sky News app today?
No.
Puthcall's on there. Yeah, it's that classic shot of Puthcall, you know, where the wave comes over the... Yeah, man. And for the first time today, because I went down there for a walk, it's the first time I've seen, you know, like you see football photographers or gig photographers, they all like go in a strip. I've never seen it before. So they're down there. Have you seen it, Dave? They're
all in like a little...
Yeah, I've never seen that. So they're in like a little gully with the waterproofs on, and their cameras are all waterproof, so they can get that shot, obviously, of the wave coming over and stuff.
Well, they what tends to happen is they can the first person to get the best shot, they can sell it to the paper in the morning, and then it's like, because you see it on the front of the paper every time, don't you? Like,
yeah.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, my house at the moment, I mean, you know, I'm all up. I'm in the valleys like you, Shiner, and it feels like I'm in the Wizard of Oz at the moment. It's literally, as I'm talking to you now, I can hear like the house shaking every now and again, or like you sounds like a train coming past. Obviously, Shiner's got one, but
I got one. It's telling me the wind is coming, but knock your tiles now.
Yeah, but every now and again, and, you know, we've got good windows and stuff, but it just sounds like an Arctic lorry passing my house. Like it's like literally rattling slightly. So I hope everybody's staying safe and your fence is not fucked tomorrow. Like that's the That's the art,
Yeah.
like, you know, when you
Apparently the weather's going to be quite nice tomorrow, so you'll be able to fix your fences if tomorrow. If they go.
yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Everybody,
Apparently, it's one of them storms, isn't it? I seen on the news earlier, Storm Francis.
right.
So yeah, so I was unaware of that. Good, you know, the good old news of 6.
What's your middle name, Shiner?
Exactly, I am a storm. There's a storm cloud coming.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah.
kind of hoping. Everybody's been doing such a good job doing their gardens that I was hoping when I wake up tomorrow, mine looks fucking amazing. So I'm hoping like 3 doors down, I get like a makeover. I get all their all their
The patio set, like.
yeah. I'm hoping. Look what you won. You know what I mean? New barbecue, everything. Like, you know.
In this
Jimbo
what
and
happened.
Speedboat.
In this what happened in the Wizard of Oz. Didn't Oz a tornado when that blew her to you know, the place that all what's it? What the fuck's his name?
There was
The
a
dock.
tornado the
No.
other day anyway. There was a tornado here the other day. There was a photo of it. Just a little one. Those like, yeah. Seen a few around here, and obviously all the big ones that like take out like towns and stuff and throw cars in the air. But you see them protruding from the clouds.
Yeah.
And they got another name. They're not called tornadoes. Actually, they're called something else.
Well, we could. Well,
Mini tornadoes, and it's something to do with the moisture or something.
Well, we could wake up in the morning, boys, talking to a tin man.
Yeah.
Be like, am I awake and still dreaming, or am I still sleeping and fucking hallucinated? What's going on? Why is that fucking tin man talking to me?
Like that every day, Shine.
Yeah, I feel like a tin man at the moment, to be honest. The amount of drunk these last couple of days, I'm making all over, man. I'm going from, you know, as we said in the lockdown, you know, enjoying late nights and drinking and stuff. I then went teetotal in that, you know, eating well and doing the detoxing, to literally caning it this last 4 or 5 days. As Ronnie and Dave witnessed, I was in a bad state. The 39 years I've been on this planet, I have never, ever felt that bad. To the point where I haven't touched a single drop of alcohol since, and I'm not sure when I will again.
Oh, you will.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, now you're at that stage now, which is the fear. You know, it is the fear of the dark. Like, you know, it's like no, and you don't want to go in that shaking mode again. You don't want that, you know.
Yeah.
But it'll all come home. It'll all you know. It'll be fine. It's almost like I got to catch you off guard and like with a sudden comfort, just under your nose. He's back in the game.
As
But
well.
I don't know if you're the same. I'm interested to see how you're going to come out of this now of your next drink. Because I always find if I've had a bad one like you did, and I've had many of them, that's the thing. In 39 years on the planet, I've had many of those nights. But it's like the next one's always the fearful drink. That's always I'm an adult drinking that one. I think we've all been there where you go out and everybody's on a rage, yeah, and you're like sipping away, fools. You know, they're going to feel that in the morning. You know what I mean? You almost need a few of those adult drinks before you go back to frat party shame, like, you know. Hey, Mikey, hey.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be back soon. Oof, scary.
Yeah, man. Anthony Sutter's just said now, 2 years ago we were down in St. Austell. Whoa.
Wow. Yeah.
Of course it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I saw some of the photos people put up on Facebook and stuff. That was a great night, wasn't it? That was totally unexpected, not the usual sort of rock club. Just turned up with a sleepy town in St. Austell and tore a new one. And the crowd, the response was incredible. It was a brilliant night. Loved that night.
It was. It was a sleepy town, wasn't it? 'Cause I went to look for something to eat, and it was about 6 p.m. and there was like nothing open at all. Yeah. And the Costa was just closing. I kind of ran in and got a sandwich. But then they gave us those big, massive pasties, didn't they?
Yeah, I was just going to say, was it Paul? Paul was the promoter. Was it Paul who booked us?
Yeah.
That name just came to my head. But he brought, you're right, Dave, those homemade pasties. Huge. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. And it was how it transformed into a proper gig venue, wasn't it? It was just like, because I know you mean, like when we turned up, we were like, oh, it had that old school vibe to it, as in like an old workman's club from where we're from. It just had like an old workman's club vibe. But then when we put the backdrop up and everything, and then the rock crowd arrived, and then by the end everybody's going mental. Like, so it was it was definitely a standout gig. I think that's the first time we met, or I did, I think. Jeremy from New Wave of Classic Rock. I think that's the first night.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying. They basically said that we were kind of the first sort of new wave, so to speak, to go down there and do the show. And off the back of it being a successful night, other bands have done the same in the same club. So yeah, it was great movement. I think that was the start of everything. So yeah, amazing to be a part of it. Great night, it really was. And a lot of people came down, traveled from where we are from to come down and see as well. And all them had a blast. It was really a standout night. It was class. Yeah.
I'm looking at all the comments as well by you, Shane. Loads of people are saying how China, oh my God, China's got light. Oh my God, China's got electricity. That's probably why we couldn't get Wyatt on and Lloyd tonight, because China's literally sumped most of the electricity from the UK. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I've been up to in the last week, boys, fixing the lights.
Well, that and your fucking train track is going out in the back, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, that's what I got. But I got a train going back and forth with a dynamo to get the electric going.
A dynamo.
Yeah, for a few people who are tuning in late, sadly, Wyatt had internet problems. The weather is awful across the country. So he's had struggles. So we decided, rather than kind of hold off and see if he can jump on later, or it's going to be in and out and it's going to be a little bit of a mismatch interview, we're going to postpone Wyatt until next week, which we're going to do live from a studio somewhere. And Lloyd has the same issues. Yeah, Lloyd's got the same issues, or Lloyd's got issues. I was waiting for you then, Dave, with the wisecrack. But
Lloyd's got issues, yeah.
Never mind.
Do you pay for that one, David?
So, how was your weekend, Shane? We just heard Shane had a dabble on the old drink.
Well, I fixed the electricity, obviously.
Good dart.
We did a practice.
Your internet actually looks great tonight, but as well, it all looks sharp and.
Oh, I'm Ethernet into the router today, but I've given up with the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
me too.
Yes. Says it fucking works and it don't. You pay all that money for it. Sort it out, Sky. It's like,
Frosty is asking, when is your next show? Every Tuesday, 9 p.m. So we'll be exactly the same next week, 9 p.m. YouTube and Facebook.
He didn't mean the next gig show though, did he? Or was it this?
Oh,
show?
when is your next show? Is that the? Sorry. Well, this has turned into a gig. I keep saying that, don't I? So every time I hear the word show now, I just assume it's a CrowCast. I forgot what a fucking gig is. It's like, fucking hell.
What is
what's the official next show then, boys? Here's one for you.
The German one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's October 10th in Germany.
Is Tramshed before then, or
that's not a gig though, is it? It's like a.
No, I'm sure Germany's first, isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, while we're on gigs, we've had to reschedule the Thunder gig in the Motor Point.
Yes.
That's probably a good time to mention that before we kind of go off track, and that's kind of segued. So Thunder is now Thursday, the 13th of May, 2021 at the Motor Point Arena in Cardiff. Just sadly, the laws are not kind of coming into play and things are not kind of going the way that we can do it safely at the moment. So Ian Griffiths is asking, is the tram shed still on? Yes, as far as I know, Ian, unless anything changes. Obviously everything changes every day, every week at the moment. So I think nobody wants to cancel that. And same with Monster Fest and Planet Rock stock. Is that about it? Is that what we got left?
Yeah. They're all
Yeah.
still in the diary for us,
Oh,
aren't they? You know,
Jesus
so
fucking Christ, innit? Wow. It's like a really bad game of chess. It's like we got
Yeah.
fuck all pieces left. Like, do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is. It's so hard. That we've got that list of gigs, and it's just like that's something to look forward to. But then the back of your head, you're like, oh, is it going to happen? It's just who knows?
that's it. Like we went from being like the busiest guys in the world, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
To like,
There we are. The tram shed is the 2nd of October, so the tram
oh,
shed's
yeah,
first.
first then.
There we go.
Here we are.
Shiner's got some nice jugs on display tonight.
You leave my jugs alone, Mr. Mitch.
Yeah, Shelley, that's Monster Fest. Yeah. Dave, what have you been up to this week, buddy? Anything but been out with the dog and
Oh yeah, loads. I've been working a little bit down the beach, a little bit of cash and jobby, just standing in the rain. But yeah, I've been doing that. Went out for a walk with the dog, took to my parents, so an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. So I took it with me. She ripped up a load of like my nieces and nephews go over there a lot, so those are their toys. So she just like grabbed a load of their like little kiddie books and stuff, and just started running around with them and chewed them up. And so yeah, so she had a long walk today, so she's upstairs asleep now. So, but yeah, it's been alright. It's been good.
Tidy.
Yeah.
What about you, Shane?
I like
You've already said, haven't you? Electrician.
No, it's all right. I love the way Stuart Charles. You're not supposed to say that, Dave. Cash in hand.
We were all thinking this too.
Yeah, we would actually.
Oh,
It's just a
Mr.
phrase. It's just a
Yeah.
phrase.
Well, it's not really, is it? When Mr. Taxman is looking in our group now, he's going like, right. That's fucking great. Double dipping, is it, Dave?
Oh no, it's all above board. It's all taxed. It's the cash is after tax.
Oh.
So don't worry. It's all I've filled out forms. It's all above
Good
board.
save, Dave. Good save.
Yeah, I like that, Dave. That's called dodging a bullet. I like that.
Yeah.
Love that one, Dave.
Thanks, man.
Well, I've been going down the coast a lot lately, boys. And I put this in the group. Now, this is either going to fall flat, or I'm going to regret saying this. But something happened the other day. So I went down the beach, went for a lovely walk down to Skare. You all know Skare Beach. So parked in Rest Bay in Puthcall, walked over to Skare. It was a really windy day. Not as bad as today, but it was bloody windy. And I get halfway through the walk. It's really quiet. It's tranquil down there. And I say to the missus, I got to have a wee. And then I haven't been down there for years. So there's it used to be a bit more off-road. And now it's really like, there's like a path in it. So I just say like a walkway path. So I'm doing that whole like panicking thing of, oh, I need a wee. Now I've decided I need a wee. There's nowhere to wee because there's people starting to show up on the path. So I pop, as you do, you pop down onto the beach. I'm like, beautiful little covey bit. Right, wicked. I can have a little wee down here now. Absolutely perfect. So down I treadle, jump into my little hole now, and off it goes. Start having a wee. The next thing you know, I'm like, woo, woo, woo. The wind literally caught me, and I am not joking. Like I said, this is either gonna bomb because this is literally exclusive now. I said to you that I was gonna tell you live on the CrowCast.
Yeah.
In 39 years, I have never peed on myself from head to foot. And that is literally what happened. So I'm standing here with a backwards cap, not this one. I'm standing there with a backwards cap, a pair of shades on, lucky enough, because I would have been bloody blind. And I'm having a wee. And like I said, it was only because the wind and the way it swirls down there, I've never had a wee where you're peeing down, but then all the wee kind of woo up in the air. Like, you know what I mean? To the point I'm standing like halfway there going to Claire like, oh no, this is embarrassing. And like I had to carry on the walk because obviously my Fitbit is going. Like, so I'm like, well, I can have to try off now. So yeah. Has that ever happened to any of you, or was that just like
not in my face, but like on your jeans or something? I mean, but not on my face.
No, this went right up, like literally.
Yeah. Yeah, the wind round, obviously right on the coast, you're so exposed. It's like the wind goes everywhere, doesn't it? But the question is, Ron, did you like it?
Oh God, no! I don't know how people pay for that. I definitely wouldn't pay for that. Right. Well, you know,
I was
especially
going to
like
say, I was going to sign you up for a membership to a club I know about.
always pee downwind. Now, see, Jill, that's an interesting fact because here's the second part of my story. Obviously, when that panic happened, I didn't know what to do. So I was fluttering there going, oh, oh. So I kind of stopped mid pee. And I said to my missus, I was like, oh, no. And I was like, I kind of still need to go. So I had to wait. People passed. Obviously, I got wee on my sunglasses and everything. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. So I take them off. I'm doing the best I can to clean down. And yes, you did dry quick because it was like being in a tumble dryer down in Puthcall. It was so windy. So I get halfway down again, Jill, and I'm thinking, haha, I'll pee downwind. That's the way. This is the trick. I obviously this is the first time ever I haven't had the sense yet to pee down. I think I did the first time because the second time I peed downwind and the wind changed direction and swirled, and it happened again. I was like, oh no! That's like,
yeah, that's the thing. It's like down there, the wind doesn't have a necessarily a direction, does it? It kind of just goes everywhere, doesn't it? So you can't really plan it like that.
yeah.
Splashback, pissing in the wind. It's dangerous, but it's dangerous. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like I said, it's one of those where, you know, you come on here, we kind of every week we've created this kind of open chat and we talk about stuff and giving insight to the band. I just didn't know what to do. I said to my missus, I said, I'm gonna say that on the CrowCast. You bloody can't. You can't go tell people that. And I was like, no, because it's not the fact that I'm not afraid to make a fool out of myself or anything. I mean, fucking half the time I'm crazy behind the drums or whatever, but that's never happened before. So I just genuinely didn't know if it's like it's happened to loads of guys out there or anything. But I was just trying to work out the physics of you're pointing down, you're directing down, like, do you know what I mean? So and it was incredible. Yeah, it's like, you know, and I was pretty conscious of that, especially Jill, as she messaged just now. I was pretty certain on the second attempt that I'm pointing down. I was aiming towards a certain pebble. So I was like, this ain't gonna go wrong. But yeah, it went so wrong. But it wasn't right. Let me tell you, it was. So yeah, that was my my beach episode, boys. I was gonna tell you on the WhatsApp group, and I was like, oh, if I give it away now, I wanted that
Content,
kind of, you know,
content.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not like a breaking news. It's nothing things. A bit of fun, bit embarrassing. Obviously, you know, with social distancing, I didn't have to go too close to anybody, so I kind of got away with it. Sat in the car on the way home, and my missus, you know, she put the window down. I had a shower when I came home. So,
To be honest, but I think you've done people a lot of favors there, especially the men who are considering going for a wee down the beach. They'll think twice now. Do you know what I mean? You've saved a lot of people there. So well done for keeping it for CrowCast.
this is what I'm here for, man. And yeah, my advice is, you know, if I was aiming for a pebble. Someone's saying by you were aiming for a pebble. It gets better and better. Well, that was the only thing I could concentrate on at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's a pebbly beach, like, do you know what I mean? So I was like, if I focus on that pebble,
yeah.
You know, there's no, like, I haven't, you know, my ADHD hasn't kicked in, or I'm not looking at a seagull or something and I'm kind of like pointed up. It was the fact of I was concentrating on a pebble. So I was like, there is no way this can go wrong a second time. Oh, bloody hell, it did. And like I said, it's almost like a whirlwind, isn't it, down there? It just like spits around, and yeah. So yeah, that was my week. Watching you get drunk, Shane, and bit of gaming, and that was it. Like,
that's a brilliant story, but thank you so much for sharing.
You're very welcome.
It's brilliant. Oh my god.
Oh, Piss Pebble Beach. That's Lee. Aye.
Yes, Lee. This is some brilliant. You've cracked everyone up here, but there's some great comments coming through.
Like
I got the Bob Dylan song. You know, rather than the answer is blown in the wind, Ronnie is now pissing in the wind. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
See, as drunk as I was, I didn't piss myself, and you were sober and you pissed all over yourself. So I mean,
I love that, and it's good night from Ronnie. Da, 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 da. Oh man, yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Not. It was good fun. Do you want to do some birthdays and shout outs?
Yes, shall we? There's loads. There's absolute. I can't believe this month for birthdays. So bear with. Jane Smith. It was her birthday on Sunday, just gone. Happy birthday, Jane. Big fan,
Happy
Jane.
birthday.
Michael Glover. It's his birthday tomorrow. He's 49. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday.
Buddy.
Ewan Allen. His 16th birthday's on Thursday. Happy birthday, Ewan. You won a competition recently. The legend that is Rob Halford from Judas Priest. He's 69 today.
Hey, Rob.
The metal god.
Metal God.
Loves his cats, doesn't he?
He does, aye.
He does, yeah.
Dave's dad, John Winchurch, is his birthday today. Happy birthday, John.
He'll definitely be watching. Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cheers, John, for making Dave.
Yeah.
Hasn't even got an internet connection in the house.
All right. So we won't be watching.
No.
We got Neil Hunter from Takeaway Thieves. Absolute legend. It's his birthday
Oh,
today.
wicked.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
Neil.
brother.
Hope you've had a
Well
great
done,
day.
Neil.
Happy birthday, Neil. Oh.
Yeah.
Also, Terry Chapman of RPM. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Terry. Hope you had a good one. And Baz from the Wagons was yesterday. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, man.
We're not even halfway through yet, boys. John Trudgill, his birthday was on Sunday. Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday.
Can we save it to the end and then say happy birthday to everyone in the end?
No, it's individual. Don't make everyone feel special.
It'll take us up to 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
right.
Will Richards from London Drumstick Company. It was his birthday on Saturday, just gone. Happy birthday, Will.
Well then, Will.
Alex Markey, his birthday was on Sunday. Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Debbie Turner, it's her birthday on the 30th of this month. Happy birthday, Debbie. A true
birthday.
pro stalker, Debbie is.
Oh,
Self-confessed.
yeah.
Andrea Batty, it's her birthday on Monday, the 31st. Happy birthday, Andrea.
And
And the last one here, Brad Ma from Massive. It was his birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, dude. And talking about Brad and the boys from Massive, they've got a cookbook out, boys. It's coming out in December. You can pre-order it now. And it's called Massive Rock and Roll Cookbook. And basically, each recipe has an album to listen to while you cook. That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
So, any of you guys want to, I don't know, kind of be influenced? One of your new music? Check out their cookbook. Is it a photo, Ron? Have we got a photo?
Yes, I apologize. There we go.
Look at that, 2 carrots.
Oh, it is, man.
Slow there. Sorry, Shane.
2 carrots.
That's all right. So, yeah, that's out in December, but you can pre-order it now. I'm waiting it, apparently. Our album, Point No Returns in it. I don't know what recipe we got, but I don't know. Be better than piss. I don't know. That's all the birthday shout-outs. It was a few, wasn't it?
Dude. There was a few.
Well,
Someone
interestingly enough, apparently August does have the most birthdays nationwide. So, little sneaky did you know there?
There we go.
Little did you know?
It's all in Christmas parties, end of November, beginning of December. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ah, like
little bit of a
rabbits.
Panky,
Yeah.
panky, is it?
Tinny.
Ooh, meat run. What's the next line?
Good question.
So this week, back up.
There he is, man.
This week, to win, you will get a CrowCast mug if you get the lyric right. Here we go. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? so much mood in this room. I can hardly put my guitar down. There we go. So this week, the lyric is those damn crow song.
Oh, funny, huh?
I know. The lyric is the one I wanted most. The one I wanted most. What's the lyric that follows? Go. For the CrowCast mug.
I'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, you missed a birthday, but Sean Connery, 80 today.
Oh, is he? I thought he was older than that.
Love Sean Connery. He's my
I
favorite
thought he was
Bond.
older than that.
So happy birthday, Sean. Well done.
Yes. Yes, Money Penny. He's my favorite Bond. He's class.
I think he's mine as well, Shane. I think, I was going to say that. I think he's I'm not really into James Bond, if I'm honest, but if I was, he seems the coolest, like, you know? So,
yeah,
I'm definitely with you there. Definitely, 90, everybody's correcting you, Shane. He's 90 today.
Oh, yeah, sorry, David Mills. You did put 90.
I thought he was older than 80.
Sean, you see what I done there, Sean? I took 10 years off your life, Sean. 10 years younger, and all these bastards on you made you 10 years older. Have a word.
Well, we were on about earlier, boys. What's the next gigs? Or somebody asked, when's your next show? And obviously, it's the Tram Shed. And then you just said about Rock Palast. And you're right, Dave. It's not really a show. It's a TV. So there's a few people getting confused with that. It's not a gig out in Germany. It's their. Tell me if I'm wrong, by you boys. It's like their equivalent to like they're like Rock MTV vibe, and it's they're like big mainstream rock show. Is that correct? Out in Germany?
Yeah. It's been going for years and years, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a pretty big deal, man. It's an historic it's a big deal for bands. All the big bands have done it. So I'm over the moon to be playing it. But yeah, it's going to be a live stream. I don't think you can come to the show, like, so. I know a lot of people wanted to book tickets, didn't they?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to kind of clarify that, because while we were talking about it earlier, and I was thinking, oh shit, I meant to say this the other week, because I've seen a few people like on Instagram and stuff saying, can't wait to be going to this. Sadly, you can't get tickets to it, and see, somebody's put by you. There we go. So I'm glad I've said it now. Sorry, no, gutted. Thought it was a live gig and was going to book flights. Yeah, that's why I thought that I kind of make a point of saying it, because it's not just you. There's a few people who have said that they wanted to book flights out to it, but it is going to be streamed, I assume, on their television platform. So I'm not really knowledgeable how you go about getting, but we will find out if there's any links or anything, because I know we're doing quite a long set for it's our introductory into Germany as well, which is fantastic. And it's a bit weird, Nick, because like we were on about this earlier, Shine. Like obviously everything's changing out in Germany, so they've just tested gigs.
Yeah, I think like when you were talking earlier, I think it was David sent the link over. So in Germany, they basically put in a gig on, as they would normal, then put in almost stuff in the hand sanitizer so they can put black lights on it. And then they're going to do 3 concerts and then basically test the whole place with black lights and see almost how the germs in a live environment's getting transmitted.
Right. Yeah.
It's something like that, Dave, isn't it?
Scientific thing, isn't it? Scientific experiment, like.
So
So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Might be able to like push things along a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the whole point of it was to almost see if they can make the gig safer, was it? By knowing this information. Right, if we stop them doing this, then it'd be 20% safer. I think that little thing I read you sent over.
Yeah.
Something like that it was, wasn't it?
Fingers crossed.
I mean, that's what we want.
Brief version.
You know? I mean, we kind of seen that they, even to do this TV show, they're completely up on it with social distancing and the measures that they're taking and everything. You know, it's pretty strict, and they're taking it serious. But it'd be great to see gigs back out in Europe and the UK. Like, you know, that's what I think we're all aiming for. Like, you know, so
Definitely. I'm looking at the competition here, boys. And I'm looking at people. Oh, here we go again now this week, right? Because there's people that have won, and I like in the last week.
Have all three of those won something?
Yes.
All right, I'll try and find the next one down then.
Okay. So, what I'm looking at you guys, the Crow family. I just want to give other people who haven't won a chance. If that's okay, everyone. I love how quick people know our lyrics. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I'm looking here, and it's got. Sorry, we got Emma Louise. Thank you, Emma. Laura Jones. They've both literally won recently. So I was hoping to give it to someone who hasn't won anything in the CrowCast.
What about these ones? These are the next ones down. I'm sending over now.
they're gonna be kicking off with you, Shane.
I know. But I hope everyone agrees. Perhaps I'm wrong. And tell me if you think I'm wrong, boys.
Hey, I ain't saying nothing but Switzerland.
Yeah, right on.
I got a Switzerland flag. I have.
Here we are then.
For the record, if you think he's right, I agree with you. If you think he's wrong, I don't blame you.
No, yeah. I mean, there's only so many Crows mugs you can have in there. Let's face it.
Yeah. So the next one was Andy Allen and Alex Marsh. And I don't know if those guys have won a competition. Guys, have you won a competition with be honest? Have you won a CrowCast competition?
Ooh.
If you haven't, you guys have got one. If you have, we're gonna pass it on. So answer honestly. Andy Allen and Alex Marsh. Have you guys won on the CrowCast?
Don't know, it's 23 weeks. Oosh.
Yeah. You see that comment? You know the comment you just put up there, Olaf, John Rich.
Yeah.
John, cheers for that. 25 million. Thanks for that. Much about thinking that you're about to play. Oh, fuck, 25 million. All right.
We have to remember that stat. And literally, when we do have a good show, boys, have a good show. 25
million, yeah.
Oosh.
Right now.
It's all right now.
It's a big gig, isn't it?
It'd be right if they all bought an album, wouldn't it? It'd be like, yeah.
Right, okay. So we got Andy Allen. I have not won. Great. Andy's got one. What about Alex?
Do you testify to that, Andy?
Good Dave, he's like the judge, jury, and executioner, isn't he?
Well, that was a reprise to last week's Did You Know, didn't it? I mean, you know, keep up, boys.
That was a week ago, Dave.
So I'm writing Andy Allen down, just waiting on Alex to get back. Alex, have you won a CrowCast, dude? If not, you can have a cup as well.
Oh, look at that. Double. Do you
He's
know
not getting back now. Oh, he's won a calendar. Alex, you wonderful human being. Thank you for being honest. That's really good of you. Debs.
Everyone's won, isn't it, at some point?
Debs have won. Debs, you've won, Debs, haven't you? Simon Peter Houghton. Yeah, Simon Peter Houghton. What about you, Simon? Have you won on CrowCast? Sorry, everyone. Just going through all the Crow family. Have you won?
Would you like to win?
Alex Marsh has got 2 caps, apparently.
Oh, there you are. Alex already got caps. Good man.
1 girl, 2 caps.
Right. So just waiting on Simon. And then we can move on with our lives.
Emma Ashcroft, I've never won.
But were you first, Emma? You can't just say, let's eat the comment. I see we've opened a can of worms, haven't we?
Yeah. It's the sympathy vote that I've never won. Can I have it? No.
Well, basically, the premise is the prize
No,
goes to the
Simon's won as
person who
well.
answered first who hasn't already won. So,
Exactly.
Simple.
Yeah,
Simple.
Joe Farmer, he hasn't won either. Yeah. Give them all away. Switzerland. So basically,
Oxford, go take a piss on the beach. You twat.
Yeah. Basically, if you haven't won, make it noted and you've won. You've won.
Yeah.
Simon has honestly said, look, he's won as well. Right, okay. So we're going to move on now. So we're just going to send that to Andy. Unless anybody can see anyone else who's said the right lyrics.
Well, Grant's looking for the answer so he can type something so he can win.
Well, obviously. Clever boy, Grant.
I was half waiting for Dave to type in.
I'm not quick enough, man. I'm on the iPad, so I can't get the keyboard up quick enough. As I might have done.
Right, the
I'll
next
be
one.
honest, I couldn't
Hang on.
fit another mug in my cupboard.
Chris
Just
McMillan.
mugs.
Right, it's Chris McMillan, boys. That's the two. I know
There we
Chris
go.
hasn't won. Chris McMillan. So Andy Allen and Chris McMillan, you both won a mug. Please move on.
Move on. Move on.
Moving on.
Did you know? And like, there we go. As a fact, did you know?
No.
It's actually 3 weeks. You said this, Shiner. So this is your did you know? Look at Dave. He looks like he wants to take my head off and nick in his segment. It's so funny. I can see his face.
Oh, he's gone.
Can you believe this guy, man? He fucking. Oh shit! The microphone's off then.
We are 3 weeks off from the CrowCast being half a year old. That was your fact earlier, Shiner.
It was.
Mad.
Almost as old as Indy. That's weird, isn't it?
Wow.
I've been doing this as long as I've had my dog.
Yeah. So in 3 weeks' time, we would have been doing this 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, we all know now, for anybody who's tuned in late, because I can see like the numbers going up and down. So there might be a few. We're supposed to have Wyatt on from Planet Rock. Sadly, due to the weather, he struggled to get on tonight. So we've rescheduled him to next week. So that'll be episode 24. And then because we're kind of busy next week because we're away for a few days as a band, I was thinking it'd be cool to announce the week after's guest live on next week's show as a different so you kind of got to be watching next week to see what it is. Obviously, if you're super busy, you're going to see a poster a couple of days later. But if you want to be up to date and you want to see what it is, then maybe we can do that. We can announce episode 25. So that'll be the half a year then, yeah? 25.
26.
26.
I was shit at maths. I was not good at maths. So 20. Well, funny enough, we've got a guess for 26. And if I keep talking, I'm probably going to spill the beans. So I'm just going through the little database in my head. Who booked it, what date? And so I was like, yes, 26. Oh, that's a cool episode as well. Ooh, there we are. That's all I'm saying, but there. That's all I'm saying.
Brilliant.
Yeah, let's move on before I mess it up and I start giving away every guest that we got lined up. How about this then, Dave?
How about it? What?
He's pouting, Ron. He's pouting.
There we are. Shine. How about this then, Shine?
All right, okay.
Here's the song.
Yeah.
Here's the song.
Go on then, Dave.
Right. So this week's fact is, so everyone's favourite cheesy snack, quavers. The reason they're called quavers is because of the musical notation. So the musical notation quavers, if you use too many of them in a score, it sounds a bit cheesy. And that is where quavers got made.
That's class. That's brilliant.
So one more time before we go back before we go back to the other screen. Say it one more time.
So quavers crisps are named after the musical notations that if they use too much in a score, that makes it sound cheesy.
That's brilliant. That is utter shit.
Yeah.
But I love it. That's the best one in my opinion.
Is it really?
I like it. It was a clever one, that was.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Google it, guys. Google it. I'm
don't
just reading
Google-
comments now.
Biggest load of bollocks I've heard. Sama, the biggest load of bollocks I've heard, but that's clever.
Yeah. I second that, Sam.
That is clever bollock.
I want that to be true.
Cheesy bollocks.
We
I'm
need
not getting a
someone
lot
to
of
tell us now,
support,
do
am
we?
I? In this one.
Has to be at the
Oh,
shit.
see, someone Debs Adams thought it was because it looked similar to the shape of the Quaver. Well, I suppose that could work as well, but no, Quaver isn't that curly thing, is it? Quaver's like a line with a little dot at the end. Or
Yeah.
that crotchet. Oh, I don't know, who knows?
Crotchets and quavers. Hey, that brings
Yeah.
back a memory, doesn't it? Bloody hell, like crotchets and quavers.
Quavers. Yeah. 4 and 8s.
Rob Evans, that's Liam if it's true.
Well, obviously, Mr. Walker's is a fan of music, isn't he? So they are Walkers, aren't they? They get that right, don't they?
Yeah. I think. I don't know.
No, I don't actually know.
I think so.
No one's coming back yet from
No.
Google saying it's true. So
Alex Marsh, dynamite bollocks.
Don't call me Sir Bollocks or nothing. Sir Bollocks a lot is like one of those robots off Robot Wars, isn't he? He's got like a name like Sir something a lot, isn't he?
kill a lot.
Sir Kill a lot. Anyway, I'm the equivalent of that, the Bollocks equivalent of that.
There we are. They are walkers. That's class.
So
Well,
come on,
yeah.
anyone confirm that for me? No,
At the shite.
No, they just all think it's at the rubbish.
they didn't give a Google didn't give a definitive answer. Well, that's Anthony Suter getting a bit of support from Anthony there. Awesome. Cheers, bud.
I don't see her.
Where was Anthony?
Oh, yeah, awesome, Dave. There we are.
Yeah.
That's the first one. Oh, Anthony's just texted me at the shit.
Whatever.
Oh, Jesus
Whatever.
Christ.
Whatever.
That's my favorite so far, Dave.
Yeah, well done, Dave.
I like that one.
Well
It's
done.
good, isn't it? I like that one.
It's clearly not true.
No.
Well, you look like a dick then if you know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what we can do, actually, Ronnie? I just thought of something now.
Go on.
One week we could try and get a spokesperson from Walkers on as a guest. You know, talk about crisps for an hour and a half. And then put a question to him.
There we are.
What do you reckon?
Gary Lineker, is it? Or?
Yeah, get Gary on.
Yeah.
It'd be a great guest, though. That'd be an amazing guest.
That's the only
Gary.
person I could think from Walkers. Or we'll just
You
get
got something in
somebody,
common as well, because didn't he
just get
shit
somebody
himself
on
on the
with
football pitch once?
you want somebody on with a waistcoat, you do, don't you? Waistcoat with a clipboard, pair of gloves, looking
Yeah,
like
looking all
looking like they're
official.
from the fucking Guinness World
Lanyard
World
on.
Records. Yeah, lanyard.
Hat.
But I bet their
lanyard.
lanyard has got like a Walker's crisp packet on it as well, like you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you want him to sit down there so you can like literally roast him. on the
Keyring with a little
table.
crumpled up crisp packet from the oven.
There we go. There we go. If anybody is extremely amazing at performing arts and would like to come on and pretend you're from Walkers just so we can wind Dave up, that'd be brilliant.
Oh, man, we're rewriting the show as we speak.
Yeah, Quavers were originally made by Smiths, not Walkers.
Oh, well done,
Get
Pete.
Jane Smith on it. She can clarify.
I love how many people are Googling quavers right now. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Top searches on Google. Google will be like, "What's going on?" Top searches, Quavers.
The fact I'll come off this slate and it'll be trending. It'll be hashtag trending. Fucking
Yeah,
Quavers,
it will. Yeah.
Walkers. Won't be fucking CrowCast though, will it? Jesus Christ, like.
Yeah, somebody tweet Gary Lineker. Get on the CrowCast.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
There we are. We need to make that happen. He's into all these now as well, and he's streaming kind of.
Yeah, because they were doing match of the day.
Match of the day one, yeah.
Yeah, and he's been doing loads of like random ones as well, like indie kind of sports because he's just loving it. He's just going look because he's really good with banter and stuff on Twitter. I don't know if anyone's seen it. He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Winds so many people up. It's brilliant. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like literally you can tell it's my opinion, and it's eating you up more than it is me. Like, you know. So good on you, Gar. Good on you.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, hang on. I don't want to move on yet because everyone's still loving your fact, Dave.
Despite looking into it, I have no idea why they are called quavers. The word can either refer to the musical note or a tremble in your voice when speaking.
Ooh.
Yeah. See that almost gives Dave's. Did you know a bit of substance, that one?
Come on, then. We may as well ask her a question then while we. So, boys, what's your favourite crisp, Shane?
All right.
Now, it's changed over the years. I was a big fan of the real McCoys, those steak crisps. I love those flame grilled. They were like ridged, weren't they? They were my favorite at one point. I did love the classic Walker's cheese and onion crisps. But I do like Pringles now. Once you pop, like you can't stop. And yeah, I'm a big lover of Pringles. I think that's it. Doritos as well, though. I like a Dorito. Chili heat wave.
Oh yeah.
God, I could go on, yeah. But I don't like quavers. That's a fact. I hate quavers. They're too cheesy for my liking.
Not as cheesy as music with too many of it.
Shiner?
Maybe that's why I don't like them.
Walker's prawn cocktail, but I am partial to Pombeys. I do enjoy a Pombay.
Pombeys.
What the what's a
They even classed
Pombay?
as a crisp.
I remember them. They're like the kids' crisps in red packet,
The teddy bits.
in the shape of a bit.
They're like a corn snack, isn't they? Not a crisp. Isn't a crisp like?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you get like corn snacks, which I think quavers a corn snack. It's not actually a crisp, made from potato. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
If you want to be like pedantic about it.
I
Just
missed something there.
fucking just rock my world, Dave. Yeah.
Dave?
I think a nice tub of salt vinegar Pringles for me. They're pretty. I ate like half a tub the other day because you can't. Like I said, you cannot stop.
Sorry, I just remembered. Whenever we go to that one pub, boys, and we get a few drinks in, we get a few packs of those crisps.
The coach up in Bridgend, yeah?
Oh,
Yes.
oh God, what are they called?
Brannigan's?
No, but they're sort of that
Brannigan.
sort of real crisps, aren't they? They're like really, oh man. They're the ox one, didn't they? We had the ox flavour.
Yeah, and the
Tyrrell's.
mustard and the jalapeno.
Tyrrell's?
No, they're similar to that though. They're nice thin Tyrrells, though.
And they called real crisps. And they called real.
Maybe.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
What about you, Oxford?
I'm the same as you. It's kind of like they've changed over the years. So I used to love, and I still do actually, a packet of pickled onion Monster Munch. Fucking love that. But like years ago, they were obviously bigger and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? Well, everything seemed bigger years ago. It's all shrunk now. But I like a packet of Worcester sauce, Walker's Worcester sauce crisps. So, but lately, I mean, I've stopped now because I'm obviously I'm starting to run and all shit like that. I used to love the Doritos heat wave, exactly what you're on about, the chili heat wave. But I fucking love a jar of Doritos hot salsa, and my missus got me into sour cream.
Yeah.
So you have a dip in the one, dip in the other. Wow, man!
said.
Jesus Christ. Off to the races. That was the one. That was it. Like, you know. So
Beautiful.
yeah, but I found I was having that like way too regular. It was almost like movie tonight. Ooh, I'll go and get some Doritos and 2 gallons of sour cream and yeah, all sorts of bad. It was like the same as I love a concoction of pickled onion crisps, like I said, Monster Munch pickled onion crisp, but I liked fruit and nut at the same time. So you'd have, honestly, it'd rock my world. So you'd have the like chocolate, eat the fruit and nut chocolate, and then all of a sudden you have a pickled onion crisp. You're like, and all your tongue goes funny.
You sound like a fucking chipmunk. What noises you're making, but
That's fucking great. Yeah. So, yeah.
But talking about Monster Munch, they were massive when we were kids. They were like this big. You couldn't put them in your mouth, and now they're like, that big.
Well, yeah. I mean, them wagon wheels, they were fucking massive as well. Now you look at them, it's like a Jesus fucking Christ. Like, do you know what I mean? It's
But I had a boost. I had a
it's
boost
not
the
a
other
wagon
day.
wheel, is it? It's not even a
I had a
fucking
boost the
wheel.
other day, and it's like it was like a Kit Kat, not a Kit Kat, sorry, Twix. So it was just like could have done with two of them, in a thing. But it's just boost used to be like, I'll fill you up nicely.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
Oh, I've left out Space Raiders, boys. I'm partial to Space Raiders as well.
Yeah.
Remember little tangy Toms?
Oh,
Like
and them
50
different.
crisps.
I used to get
They were the
Space
boy.
Raiders off the ice cream van back.
Yeah.
Fucking 10p for Space Raiders, and they take your fucking head off because they were so like, because the flavor was so strong.
Those
with
E
them.
numbers in there.
You'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, and then I had some Space Raiders, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, oh, cool. Space Raiders. Used to have them when I was younger. And I had them. They were so bland and fucking cardboardy.
Yeah.
And yet again, really tiny. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, that's not a Space Raider. That's not going to fucking read anything. Like, do you know what I mean? So, no.
And they've gone up to 25 pence.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus
Back in my
Christ.
day, boys. Back in my day.
Same as a curly whirly, wasn't it? Anybody
yeah.
who was at school, you have a curly whirly, it was like a fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The best 10 pence you spent, you clout someone across the back of the head with one of them. Like, do you know what I mean?
I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to the local. It was like a long list.
The coolest thing you've ever said, I think, on CrowCast. Because
So
look at
half an hour of content.
Yeah. First class.
Oh, I'm looking at
I'll
that
have
now.
I'll have a fact on.
Hang on, Stephen Davis now has just said chipmunk oxo flavor, old school. I've never heard of that, Stephen. But I bet that's. I've just got into Bovril, boys.
Drinks.
No, because it's relevant. Because he just said Oxo, so it's a good segue. Oxo, Bovril. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I've gone random. Snow, fucking whatever. But yeah, it's like
don't piss in snow either on.
Yeah, you don't piss in snow. There's it. Did you? Hang on, Shane. Let's do this properly, Shane. Did you know? Oh man, but no, because I obviously when we were going to the football. It was really cold one night, and Shed said, "Oh fuck!" I said his name. I shouldn't have said his name, man. He said, "Buy a Bovril." I was like, "I don't like Bovril," and I had one. It was like, "Oh man, it was stunning, absolutely stunning. Nice hot drink."
It's like a beefy drink or something, isn't it? Like a
yeah. So I imagine that works, Stephen, as a sandwich, nice like beefy sandwich, like bit of horseradish on that bugger.
Just have a beef sandwich, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know, Dave. Crisps in a sandwich, man. Certain crisps in a sandwich. Yeah, it's going fucking crazy by you. Everyone wants to. Jeez.
Crisps. If I have a sandwich, I've always got to have crisps. Always. I can't have a sandwich without crisps.
Yeah, he's in a Bovril club.
Marmite
can fuck off. I'm sorry. No, not down with that.
Lush.
Absolutely no.
I had Marmite earlier. Love it.
Can't do it.
Me and India have some. She has a little bit. I have a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my missus said, "So you're telling me if I had Marmite, you wouldn't give me a kiss?" And we stopped on 3 kids. That was literally it. She was Marmite every night. No. We've never gone back. Never gone back. Like,
oh,
Jesus Christ.
A bit Wyatt.
He's
not part of this.
You get any free crisps for all this crisp banter?
I don't know.
Do you reckon? Royo, get on it, son. I want free crisps.
Damn crisps. There we are. See? That's not bad, that ain't. It's still fucking hot, boys. Everybody's on about what they don't. What's that? Do you remember
There's going to be some memes going down in there now the next day or two.
Do you remember the piglets? Any piglets? No? No, Kieran.
I imagine they were smoky bacon flavour.
Scampi fries.
Yeah, you would have thought so.
Fuck me. Yes, Steve.
Yes.
Yes, Steve. And that was a pub classic. That is. That's a pub classic.
I always have them. If I go to the bar and have a pint, I'll have scampi fries. Still.
There we are. I love that. B's just informed us Craig McGill has tweeted Walkers to ask him about quavers.
Stay tuned.
The CEO.
Well done, Craig.
Mr. Quaver himself. Oh, Quentin Crisp, Mr. Quaver.
There we go. Fuck talking about music anymore. It's all about the crisps. We'll be fucking
Crispcast.
#1 in the charts next time, boys. Jesus Christ.
Crispcast, yeah. Instead of playing the drums, you can just crunch the crisps.
We'll have to do a scratch and sniff album, won't we? So you have to like scratch and sniff it, like old scampi fries, bacon fries.
Oh no.
I'm hungry now. Talking about that.
Oh no. We're not going there.
Didn't they try that back in the day, scratch and sniff?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I can remember scratch and sniff. I mean, it was one of the FIFA. So I want to say FIFA 2004, 2005. Like back on the discs. If you scratch the discs, apparently you smelt of what a football field smelled like.
Oh, as long as it's not the socks,
Seriously.
the dirty socks or the jock straps. Be all right.
Well, I tell you, not so random and still on topic, who could make that happen is old Eston Bloomin' awesome chef,
Blumenthal.
isn't it? Old Eston Bloomin' awesome chef. He is sorted right out because I had a meal in his fat deck before and it's fucking incredible. Pack of playing cards came out, looked like playing cards. Everything about them was playing cards. When you ate them, fucking jam and incredible.
Craig, tweet Eston, sort that one out.
Incredible.
Just get Craig tweeting everybody.
All this, Shane. All this of Dave's Did You Know? Isn't it incredible?
That's why it's the best one he's done.
Yeah.
I said it. That's why.
Well,
Eston Bloomin' awesome chef, right? For my dessert as you're leaving, thank you for coming and spending an absolute fortune in my restaurant.com. When you're going out the door, he give you a packet of Golden Virginia, which you opened, looked like tobacco, smelt like tobacco, was fucking treacle.
To be honest, but I would have given it back asking for the backup.
yeah, China would have preferred the tobacco.
Yeah.
Incredible.
20 quid a pack, man.
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
Craig, tweet
Rich
Golden
man,
Virginia, ask him to lower their prices.
Yeah, man. That was all you then, Dave. That was about 20 minutes.
20 minutes of
Content,
content, boys.
content.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Dave. You're welcome.
Can I go now?
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, the next, I'd like to bring this up. This is something that's happened this week. And I want to talk positive about this. So I don't want to kind of bring anything down because this is somebody we desperately want to mention and deserves a mention on every platform possible. I hope there's many people listening now who know we're on about Mr. Phil Jones. Let me bring some photos up of the legend so we can. I want to spend a bit of time about this as well. There he is, boy. Here's a first photo in his prime. There's a fantastic photo. Yeah, so for any of the Crow family watching tonight, this is a Welsh legend. I'll start it off by saying I don't know much about his past before we met him, or I met him at least at 16 years of age, which would have been around 1997. So I don't know much before then, as in like stories, only from what I've been told. But all I can really say is he really picked the mantle up, especially for me and you, Shane, because I know you didn't have like Peter Jones in school. But we had him throughout school, and then to meet Phil in college, he became the next chapter of our lives. He's somebody local who's in a band called Sex. I haven't got the true facts. I mean, we can talk about him on other episodes and get true facts and stuff like that. So I haven't got like his older bands, but all we can really tell you is our experience and some of the stories that we know of being around Phil. And like I said, when we met him at 16, there's this, you know, this beautiful man who proper rock and roll. You know, right? He's a proper rock and roll entertainer. And he just kind of was like, how can I help you? That was basically Phil, wasn't it? It was like, how can I help you? So
yeah, for someone who was such a charismatic, entertaining frontman who flat out steals the show. They are great musicians, right, in the band. But he wasn't afraid of it, to bring in humor, didn't take himself seriously. It was about entertainment. But the guy could sing. The guy was so clever when he wrote funny songs. But at the heart of it was this rock ethos, and he just wanted to spread it like wildfire around everybody in the college, every new person he came in contact with. And it was just this heartwarming family, and you were part of something. You meant something. If you were individual, you'd find out what your unique telltale, you know, what made you you, and use that then to perform. He was incredible, and like I said, so naturally funny. It was unreal. Some of his songs? He had a song called Big Knob that wore come on stage like a leather trousers, and he would talk about a song called Big Knob, and that was one of my earliest memories of him. He was this, like I said, he had a great voice. His voice, it was almost Bowie-esque back in the day. He had this amazing voice, and then he'd come up with this lyric, "I'm Big Knob." And the band then were kick ass as well, and it was just this roller coaster of a ride. You go away for 2 hours, and by the end of it, you are absolutely, not just the rock music was incredible, but you buckled over by entertainment, and it's just, I got nothing but praise and love for the guy, as we all have, and just love to his family and stuff.
Yeah, I think nearly every South Wales band, especially the ones that we've been affiliated with, he's sort of had some sort of, you know, they've had some sort of to do with him. You know what I mean? Like any big bands that come out of South Wales would know who he is and has had some influence on him. Through, like you said, just basically, you know, basically flying the flag for rock in South Wales for so long and encouraging kids to get into it. Well, it was that's what it was. It was like, you know, he was like the person who introduced kids to it if they weren't introduced to it, and really, I don't know. Yeah, he was just like everyone who's a musician in South Wales knew who he was. Yeah, and was influenced by him in some way. You know what I mean? I definitely was. Yeah.
I'd always, you boys have probably remember, but you remember that one line he always used to say? You know, he's having a grumble about something, he just come over to you and just go, "Shut up, you tart." Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. And they just look at you and smile. Yeah. You're like, okay. You're like,
the real people in my life in particular, like me and Ronnie have said this numerous times, we overthink and overanalyze things sometimes. And you can get yourself in a state where you're not then relaxed or performing. So a comment like that rips through the bullshit and just says, get a grip. Sometimes, like, before you go on stage, you need that. But he was so loving and caring. He could say something like that to just say, snap out of it. Come on, you're better than this type thing. But then and give you the confidence to go on stage and perform. And then he'll sit you back and go, do you want to talk about it? Talk to me about it. What's the problem? What's the real issue here? You know, and a wonderful human being, like Ron said. Sadly missed, man.
Yeah, I remember going to my induction. Like, did you have to do that? Do you remember? Like, it was weird. Like when you went to college, and like for anybody on you who never met Phil, he would fill a room. Just his presence would fill a room. So yeah, he might not have got to the stature of an Ozzy Osbourne or anything like that, but genuinely on a local scene and across Wales, and I think even further because he did European tours, which I know he did, and he did other stuff as well, which I'm glad he got to do that. But definitely on a local scene, the people he inspired, just because he could fill a room just by his presence, and like you said, Shane, he could connect with the person at the back of the room. And I don't mean just performing. He would notice the person at the back of the room, maybe a bit down. And I think one of Phil's true assets, it didn't matter how shit life was with him. He could have been having the worst time possible or been under the most terrible stress, maybe sex was going through it's fucking I don't know how many lineup change, and Phil loved that band and he loved that project and everything, but it didn't matter because if you were having a shit time, he would sit down with you, he would make sure that you were all right, and he would talk to you in a very calming manner, and he almost would put his own issues aside, and I think that's genuinely a beautiful human being, who he just always wore a mask, in other words, he always everybody else all right and that's what I'm doing type of thing, So I noticed that right from the get-go, because the only reason I'm saying that, I got in on the music course, everything was gravy and yeah, with days. But there was someone turned up in our music course, and love him, he shouldn't have really, music wasn't for that person, right? And he was a little bit like shy, so it was definitely not for him. You could tell. But Phil, no, and he spent time with him and he got him to perform his favorite genre, which I think was reggae. And that was amazing because that guy, all right, maybe he wasn't going to be the next Elvis Costello or whoever, but the fact of Phil had seen him through and had the patience to work with him and got him to the stage where he did learn a song and he did manage to perform it, that made that boy's life. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that I thought about the other day. I was like, so it's not just your success stories of, yeah, he got us gigs, which we can touch on in a minute, and he got other bands gigs, and he got so many musicians throughout Wales. He shared a stage with them or give them the opportunity to perform. It's the people in life who haven't got the confidence but would love to pick up a pair of drumsticks or would love to have a song, love to have a sing, but they haven't got that confidence, the timid, and he would bring that out of them just to do it, even if it was just once, just to tick it off their list. He would draw that out of them and just insert them. I think you said this the other day, Shane. He would fill you with that confidence, that he'd make you feel bigger than life. Yeah, I can do it. And it don't matter if it was a train wreck, because as soon as you come off, he'd be the first one there telling you, that was great. That was great. You smashed it. Do you know what I mean? And anything else didn't matter. It was it was incredible, so.
I remember him as well. He was so sharp. Anybody that said anything in the crowd who was seen him for the first time and didn't actually get the humor, he would just tear through him if it was a bit of a heckle and stuff. He was just a complete showman, and nothing fazed him. Nothing fazed him. I never saw Phil sort of baffled or the event or something got the best of him. He would thrive in it. If he was a small club, big club, whatever he was, it was gonna be Wembley, baby, and he was gonna be to the best of his ability, and he give it his all, incredible.
Well, yeah, like you said about the banter. I don't know if you remember this, Shane. We went to one of the jam nights in the Sportsman's, and there was the I'm trying to think of the song, but it's got the massive drum start. Dun 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 bam 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 bam. Yeah, it was Slammer, because that's still today is my favorite lineup, where it was Slammer on the drums. I was talking to I went for a few beers with Big Rich the other day, and we were talking about sex. He knows far more about him than I do. He spent a lot of time with Phil, but I was saying about my favorite lineup, and that's Slammer on the drums, Metal Mouse on guitar, Matthew Liupa on the keyboard and that as well. Then, but I remember he was in the Sportsman, and like you said, fucking bigger than the world, giving it the dun 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 dun. big kit. And I remember drumming because 16, I was like, yeah. And he just went, and he's there giving it all out with his cape and everything. And he just went, that's wrong. I don't know if you remember that because we were like sitting there. I was fucking right to this day. Let me tell you, I was there. It's just the banter with him. That's wrong. It's just like, oh man, fucking brilliant. Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And it's thanks to Phil. That's why I said I wanted to mention some of the gigs. Have you ever played bogies, Dave?
No, well, no, obviously, but when it was barfly, not when it was bogies beforehand.
Well, we were 16, and me, Shane, and Shiner were in a band back then, and Shane reminded me the other day for some reason I thought you were on the college course, but I think it didn't matter whether you were on the college course or not because you were just always around it anyway. It didn't matter whether you had to just go to the fucking class. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
And
you're always.
I should have stayed because I was basically always there with you all.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. You were like on it, but you'd be allowed yet again, like a Peter Jones scenario. You could walk in, he'd lay you jam because he knew.
Well, yeah, I would because I was in college doing music technology, and it was sort of the room next door to the performing arts, and you just sort of wandering because there's people you knew, and you just speak, come on in, guys, and you just sort of get involved, like, and you weren't even on a course. It wasn't sort of like, what are you doing in here? It was like, we invite you on in, and you just go in if you had a spare hour, like, you know.
Yeah, well, we were 16, and like one of the gigs he got us was the Old Bogies in Cardiff, and there's obviously loads of people watching this now who remember it and probably performed in it as well. But for a 16-year-old kid like myself, who was in like a fucking knitted fishing jumper, I was massive into my grunge, and like we turned up, we were pretty kind of indie, kind of grungy looking, and I thought I was in a Dust Till Dawn movie. Do you remember that? Because I shit myself. I hid in the van. And that's the God's honest truth. Because if anybody never been there, like, from our era to go in there, it was like everyone had long fucking fingernails. It's just like, yeah, well, it was like vampire-esque. That's all I remember. And I remember we did the gig, and my tempos are fucking rampant sometimes, but that was the quickest fucking show we did. Right, happy days, off you go, fuck. And then straight in the van, and I waited for you guys, or waited for our lift home, whoever could take us home, because we were too young to drive, like. But I think Geronimo got us fucking down there that night, or I don't know how we got down there, whether it was the Yellow Bomber or
I can't remember.
No. Yeah, we used to have like a van called the Yellow Bomber.
Yeah, I want to go for the Yellow Bomber.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Kieran Evans has put by Bogies, great rock club. Only went once to Bogies, Mark Adams. Yeah, it was there we are. Julie, Bogies, one experience, Mad Nights there. Yeah, it was like it was the old Bogies, or apparently. So we just kind of caught it because it closed down then, didn't it? Then it reopened in another place. But we caught that.
Yeah, the only Bogies I was familiar with was after the Barfly shut it. We went into where the Barfly used to be.
Yeah, it was
the old Bogies. Yeah, I hadn't been to where the old Bogies was.
Yeah, it was just something yet again that Phil had introduced us to. I don't even think we got fucking paid for that. I just think it was a fact of he gave us a platform, a stage. There was people there, and it was incredible. And then he got us a gig up in London, and I talk about that even like sadly before he passed. We always credited him for that because I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. He was like, right then, how'd you fancy a gig up in London? And then it was a fact that we packed a bus out and we went up there and basically played to just the bus that we took up. I can't remember anybody else being there. It was just like fucking half of Wales on the bus. And that was the same stage as Nirvana played, if my memory's right. I don't know. That's my vivid memory. That is. But yeah, that was thanks to Phil playing up there. And then, do you remember playing a gig with him in Neath? And he got pushed in. This'll lap Phil up as well, Dave. I'm sure you boys were there. Either I watched this or we because we did loads of support gigs with him in the Rec. We did Singleton Hotel. But we did one in like the Gwyn Hall. I think we played the Gwyn Hall or something in Neath. Glein, and he got pushed in a fucking shopping trolley.
Yes, yeah.
He
It
came
sounds
in.
familiar, yeah.
Phil came in standing in a fucking shopping trolley, chucking condoms out
Yes.
to the crowd. And the mad thing is, that's why it's relevant. I was speaking to Rich the other day, and I said, "Oh, I can remember him chucking condoms out." And Rich said, "I was the one who gave him the condoms because when we met Big Rich, he was the condom machine fitter, so he'd
Yeah.
actually supplied fucking Phil with the condoms to throw him." You know what I mean? So yeah, there was that one, and I never got to see it, but everybody talks about it. When he used to come on stage with the Wendy House. Did any of you witness that? Or
No.
No,
I never.
Just hear the stories.
I've seen photos of the Wendy House and stuff, but I never seen.
There we are. Debbie just said, "Now, Gwynall, I was there."
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen that, but apparently they'd have a big intro. I was being told this the other day, big intro, and it'd be in like Llanarren Rugby Club because we did that with him as well, loads of times. Llanarren Rugby Club,
Yeah.
and a fucking Wendy House would just kind of roll onto stage, and then Phil being what was he 6? Well,
He was a big guy, man.
Oh man, yeah.
6'4", something like that.
guy. Like my mum used to think he was like fucking Rambo. She fancied the ass off him. My mum did. Like, do you know what I mean? Ooh, he looks like Rambo. He did. Like I saw my man with his leather pants on and I like. But yeah, he used to burst out of a Wendy House. Like, fucking brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant.
Bad.
And I heard another story the other day of I think I'm allowed to say it, where he did a gig and his grand entrance, I hope I get this kind of right. He'd strapped the mattress to his back. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is Phil. Like, you know, how can I entertain? How can I take it to there now? How can I shock him? How can I get him from the go, innit? Get him from the fucking go. Don't wait 3 songs in and then warm up. Get him from the go. So apparently he strapped the mattress to his back. I hope I get this kind of right. And he couldn't get in the lift. So he had it all planned and he thought, oh, I'll get in the lift and then I'll get into the thing. So he literally got stuck. He got stuck with his mattress and fucking he couldn't get to the stage, like basically, and everyone's looking at him trying to sneak to the stage with a fucking mattress tied to his back. Like, do you know what I mean? It's something
That's
like that. Yeah, it was
That's
just
proper Spinal Tap, that isn't it? Spinal Tap moment.
fucking great. But great, yeah, true hero.
Yeah, definitely.
Any favorite memories for you, Shiner Boy, or?
It's just like the one-liners I can remember off it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what I get the one-liners from. Is all of you is listening to Phil. It's the bogies one I can remember. Do you remember the bogies one? We had the drippers on the ceiling. Like we were at the back, and I was like, "What the fuck's? Where's this water coming from?" You just look up, and there's like drippers from the ceiling. And he's just like, Phil, what the fuck have you brought us into by here? Being fucking kids. You're like, but yeah, he's a.
What I loved about him was he would take us and other sort of young bands on tour and stuff, but you'd expect then to almost support him, and we did do a couple of times, but there were times where they would go on first and say, no, you have the prime spot. So he give up their spot and let the youngsters, the younger bands go on at a time when there's more people in the room. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just about it was a complete lifestyle for him. He lived there. He lived and breathed there. But his biggest asset, whatever you want to call it, was he just wanted to share it with everyone and give everybody that opportunity to do what he did. And we all know, obviously, we were hugely influenced by him, but bands that have really gone on for super success have gone through Phil, because he's give everybody a voice, like, and a stage and a moment, and it's absolutely incredible when you think about it. I mean, the things I remembered, he was a quietly spoken man. Even though he was larger than life on stage, when you actually spoke to him, he was so gentle and so quiet, and he'd, like you said, Ron, when you spoke to him, he'd make you feel 10 feet tall. All your issues and problems weren't issues anymore. They're just getting over what you had in your own head, and seeing past that to get you to perform, confidently and get the best out of you. I had a many chat with him, and I got, of course, obviously the band, our young band, that went downhill. We all did different things, and I'd see him. He's like, "Oh, the best thing you ever did, Steve Shirker. The best thing you ever did. You want to get back with him? You want to get back with him? Yeah, of course, yeah." And then like 10, 15 years later, we did, and we're doing what we're doing now. And he's such a huge part of what we've done in our past and our early years, as was Peter Jones. So all the Joneses in Wales, but huge respect to him. We love him dearly, and just massive love to his family. I know he's got a few kids and stuff. Your dad was incredible, absolutely incredible.
I think of the same thing what you were just saying, but what he was saying to you. That's the best thing you've ever done. What was that festival we played? Giants of Rock.
Yeah,
and then we just seen a video, didn't we, of whatever song we were playing, and Phil was just standing there smiling.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, so how long ago was that? 3 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Well, here's something for you boys. So Phil wanted us to play his festival. Yeah. Sadly, before he got diagnosed, he wanted us to play his festival. And he kept coming into the shop when I was working there, and obviously he kept asking you, Shane. But the truth was, we had download booked, but we couldn't say anything at the time. So Phil thought we were palming him off. And lovely of him, he will not go, "Fuck you, boys," or he wouldn't say anything negative. He'd be like, "Look, just tell me. If you can't do it, tell me." And we couldn't tell him anything really, because we were just trying not to give it away. And I think towards the end, he come into me and he goes, "Look, I don't want none of your bullshit." He goes, "Just tell me what's happening." And I was like, and I think I'd spoken to you, Shane. I said, "I'm going to have to tell him." And he said, "Yeah, fuck, I tell Phil." So I said, "Look, Phil, don't tell anyone we got download." And he just went, "Well, that's obviously a good enough excuse. Have a good one." And he was like so loving, and like, he was so happy that we were on the road. Like, do you know what I mean? Because he'd said to me many times he was so happy that we got back in a band, because I'd always see him passing on Norton Street. "Oh, I'm so happy you guys have got back together. I'm so happy you were all in a band together. I'm so happy what you're doing. Happy what we were doing." Like, and I know from a good source who told me on Sunday that when he was doing that festival, somebody said, "Oh, the mate turned around and said, 'Oh, the Crows, you wanted the Crows to play you?' And he went, 'Yes, but they're playing download, and from what I know, they fucking smashed it.'" He was like, he was just so happy. He's in his festival, and he's more happier that he just heard on the internet that like we packed the tent and everything had gone well. And that's what I mean, man. He's still got his like finger on the pulse. He's still looking at what we were doing. And you're so right, Shine. When we did that Giants of Rock, which was it was a really weird one, but I'm kind of now looking back, everything's for a reason. So when we did the first one, the Giants of Rock, we were supposed to go back, play the main stage kind of early, weren't we? And when we went
first
back,
on,
it was a bit of a shit show and no kind of communication. And all of a sudden we were headlining the second stage, and we were like, yeah, whatever. And then we thought, oh, maybe we'd be on late, nobody be there, but we couldn't have been wrong. I mean, like Jason and that came as well, and Gary and Kelly, they knew it was packed. But the nicest surprise was, like you just said then, is looking out and seeing Mark and Phil Jones beaming smiles on their faces. It was almost like you done all right, like, do you know what I mean? Because of all the years we've done jam nights, and Shane, you've said it verbally on many a group, but and I champion you for doing it when certain people say the jam nights are shit or blah blah blah. The jam nights are crucial. Anybody who puts on a jam night, thank you very much, because it's time, it's energy, and it is a lot of fucking palaver putting it together and hoping people will get up and make a racket. But it was all of our apprenticeship, I think, boys, wasn't it? From Trumps.
Just going up and just play a song, just jump up, play a song with other musicians, and you just learn to, you just learn your craft, basically. That's definitely a major part of how I learned. Yeah, it is like, you know, can't say it another way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and these people would like they would share. We were kids. They would share like their $3,000 guitar Les Paul
Yeah,
full top with, and you're like, I remember borrowing Mark's, and Phil would have all the equipment as well, and you know that's their equipment. If they break that, they can't do a gig. Like, but they're just like, yeah, jump on, kids. And I think it was a camaraderie, because you know bands can get bitchy towards one another, and you know we're better than you, and you're better. There was none of that on his jam nights. He was just getting up and sharing music, moments, the equipment, and like you said, Ron, it is testament to those people, and it's the reason why we are, you know, doing what we're doing. It's incredible, but it's incredible.
I love this with Julie Pember here. Yellow Chopper rally in Margam Park. He fell off the stage in spectacular style, which I can imagine. I imagine he did a fucking cartwheel off if he was falling off, like. And he got carted off for an X-ray. He came back later with crutches and did the gig. That's okay.
That's it.
Oh man,
That's
yeah,
the man.
that's the ultimate. The show must go on. That is, isn't it?
Beautiful human being. I don't think we could spend hours upon hours telling stories, but I know a lot of people will have better ones. So I think what we'll do is, for now, I know there's groups out there. They're trying to get one of his songs to #1, which that'd be beautiful for Phil. So you know, when we find out all the details when they're doing the release, because hopefully they'll do it. I kind of tried to write on one of the groups to help them earlier, boys. I hope I did right. Because it's not just easy to go, oh, we'll just get the song to #1. You've got to kind of, you know, make sure everybody's on it. It's going to be on this date. And then everybody streams it. Everybody downloads the track. We know the score now, because otherwise it's a little bit sporadic and he doesn't get the, you know, all the bloody love he deserves, like, you know. So I'm sure the admins of the group will coordinate it, get the dates right, and we'll do our best to plug that. And then maybe we can gather a few more stories, and he deserves a massive send-off. Like I said, this is a guy who inspired I don't know how many people. Genuinely, I'm annoyed because it didn't make any Welsh news to my knowledge, which is kind of sad. But he doesn't really, as long as we know it, and I think the music scene and all the locals know it. It's just like I said, the impact he made on the music scene and the goodness that he brought to it.
Major,
like, you know?
major.
So, but we'll definitely share the love and see what we can do for that group. So keep watching, and we'll kind of share some links, and maybe follow up with a few stories from everybody, like, you know. So I know like Darren Griffiths is writing on here. He's known him since 80. I think you wrote 84. Sorry, I've missed the comment, buddy. And there's a lot of people on here who've known Phil for years, so it'd be nice to, like I said, I went for a few pints with Big Rich the other day. I'll get some more stories off him, and maybe like we can speak to Mark. Shane, we'll go for a beer with Mark, see how he's doing.
Yeah,
and maybe some of the old boys from the jam night will organise some sort of thing, and it'd just be nice, like I said, if he gets a big send off, because the climate doesn't help as well, because obviously how many people can go to the funeral, and the bastard deserves such a big gig. He deserves like a, you know, you really want music to be blasting all day, don't you? Like, do you know what I mean? And every genre. That's the beautiful thing about Phil. It don't matter whether you were doing acid fucking jazz, he would have gone, yes.
Yeah,
exactly that.
Well, fucking Gwill, sorry, you know, when I said crotches and quavers earlier, I don't know if you remember the joke. I remember doing a gig back in the day, and Shiner remembers this, with Phil Jones, Gwill, our old lecturer from college, on a fucking flute.
Flute.
And I'm
He played the flute, didn't he? Yeah.
The worst thing is, Phil says to me, come down. Yeah, don't worry, love. You'll know what you, don't worry about it. So he blags it to me, gets me down there somehow, because I'm only a kid and I can't drive. Yeah, don't worry about it. I turn up, I haven't got a clue what they're playing, but he's going off it. And Phil is shouting on the stage to people going, an F, you know how he is, and to G, and whatever. And I'm just playing like random beats, but it fucking worked. I don't even know what happened. Like, it was so random. And you remember like Gwill with the flute shine, just like, like fucking
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy.
With a grill on his foot.
Yeah. He loved his flute, man.
Oh man, that's what I mean. Like, thank you for those memories. Like, how the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't
It
write
is,
that.
isn't it? That's such a big part of our musical heritage. There was so much music, wasn't it? It was just like jams and people just playing, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like that anymore for kids. I had no idea. It might be. I'm just not aware of it, but just felt like it was just like jamming and rock and just everything, wasn't it? Every night, you know. Just
Dave,
and
the
film
scene
was
was
just
so
always a part of everything.
the scene was so strong, bro. And the boys will back us up. It was such a beautiful scene at one point. A Thursday, you could have a jam in Bridgend, get in a van. I think I've got this right, boys. Get in a van. We go straight to Puthcall. We'd have a second jam in Puthcall. And then it was like a triple threat. Then it was like an overexcitement of jams because we not only did the jam in Bridgend and the one in the Sportsman's in Puthcall, you went to the Apollo then for like an after show third kind of fucking jam. That's how great the scene was at one stage where we were playing fucking hell. I don't know how many times a week just through like thanks to Phil. And other musicians throughout the scene, all those old guard who have like provided like what Shane said, thousands of pounds worth of equipment. Do you remember? Oh, I gotta fucking say it. Do you remember like he was a big drummer, muscly guy? Not Terry.
Yeah, I know you're about.
He kind of like a chiseled jaw, you know, very well kept, fucking expensive cars, and he turns up to the Sportsman's, right, Dave, with this like $4,000, $5,000 kit at the time, you know, and I'm like, fucking hell, look at that. I don't know if you remember that kit. It was just like gleaming. And she's going, oh, fucking hell, and he's going to let you on it. It's like, because genuinely, he's like, I went up and I was like, hey, man, are you all right with me using the kit? You know, I know it's a jam night, but you still got to ask and be respectful. And he's like, yeah, just don't move anything, but otherwise it's cool. I was like, oh, that's cool. And like literally, you could see we kicked in when then we were playing, and you could see after like a minute, he's like, "Oh fuck!" It's like, I weren't moving it through, you know, I was just moving it through pure force. The toms were shaking, the fucking bass drum was traveling. It was the last time we brought that kit, actually, wasn't it?
The Sportsman's was the one with the noise restriction meter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So generally how we would start, we would play when you know, same thing, wait for Ron's ayats. Literally, by the time Ron's got to his first snare, Ron's knocked all the power off.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. That thing used to play fucking hell with us.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. It was a great compliment. I mean, like I said, you know, Rich was saying the other day, boys, he was like, how he enjoyed us back in the day, even though we were 16 and we don't really look back at that and thinking, but he said, like, you know, how we had our shit together and how tight we were and how the other musicians respected us. So I think it was almost a payoff to that's why, like, obviously we got the gigs we did and we got the chances we did because there was a mutual respect thing going, like, you know, and that's how we kind of started it in the road with them and become basically resident jammers and part of their music scene and stuff, like, you know. So and so may it go on, like I said, when music does come back. The thing is, I'm not just saying this because this has happened and we're in COVID, because the genuine truth is, and I can say it on you because it's not bullshit. You actually said, Shane, during the tour that when we get a pocket of time, we were going to pop down to Puthcall because we wanted to have a jam because Mark was still doing a jam night down there. So that was genuinely the plan, wasn't it, bro? Of come off the tour. I think we had a little pocket of time where we were looking at for a couple of weeks, and it was like, right, wicked, we'll get down there for a night, have a few bevies, and get up and bump, you know, have a jam, like, you know. So
yeah, it's just mad now to think that, you know, Phil won't be there when we do decide to do it, because I've spoke to Mark a couple of times about us doing it. I love it. I'd love for us to do it. TNT Terry was the same drummer. Remember TNT? Incredible drummer, and he's no longer with us out now. So
Sadly, he passed. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. But no, long may the jam nights continue. And like I said, we'll share a few links and everything we can and support in whichever way we can moving forward. But beautiful man. Thank you, Phil Jones. Like,
Thank you, Phil.
thank you,
Thank
Phil.
you.
Shall we pop this up a minute?
Yes. Okay. So what's up for prize? I think it's a devil in my pocket vest. So I think it's just the ladies for this one.
Ooh.
Or men. Yeah, they don't mind wearing a vest, but
Yeah, but I think they are women's, aren't they? Or if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, but they still don't mind.
Fair enough. Here we go. Press the button.
Stradivarius is narrowly in front. He leads by a neck or so. Stradivarius has won the Gold Cup. Second is tight for Cinnabon and toss it all together. 3 or 4 lengths behind those to Order of St. George.
Congratulations, Matt. You won a woman's vest.
Yeah, you done well.
Oh,
Didn't think I would do really.
That's not Matt Rowe that I was in school with, is it? Surely not.
I don't know. Is he?
Oh, I knew a Matt Rowe in school. I don't know if that's the one though.
Give him a text. Find out.
Yeah, ask him. Ask him what size ladies vest he wants, Dave.
Let's do another one. Let's do another one quickly, right? And this is for anything on the on the Crow web store.
No, it's not that one.
And the winner is Andy Walls. Congratulations, man.
Well done, and
It's not the same Andy Walls I was in school with, is it? I'm joking.
Oh, fuck you know.
There we
Well,
go.
He's a builder now. Builds walls like.
Oh, see. Andy Walls.
Oh, Rich Jones is he's on here, and he said Mark ended up sticking a sock in the noise meter. Job done. In the sportsman's. That's why it didn't go off in the end, boys.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Bloody hell.
Well, I always had envisions of just, pardon my French, but just knocking the fucking thing off the wall. Give me a fucking pool kill crash off him going.
Yeah.
So to be honest, but I think that's where the saying that we're being shared to say all the time is Ron is the loudest drummer in the world. That's probably where it comes from.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but you are but you also are loud.
I won't apologize. I appreciate that. I won't appreciate it. I love that video and Shane in there. He won't fucking apologize.
No.
Oh, fucking hell. Come on in, Dave. Do you want another round? There's a few people asking for it. Is Dave doing a double? Is he doing a double tonight? Fuck, is this what's going to happen every week now? It's going to be two Dave facts.
Is he going
Don't
to
go dissing my facts.
Is he going to
go
beat the
dissing
Quaver one?
your facts.
There's a lot of pressure on this one, Dave, because the Quaver one was incredible.
Ronnie, you like this one because it's a movie, the movie one, right? So every clock in the movie Pulp Fiction is set to 4:20 the time.
Oh, I love that.
So you got to watch Pulp Fiction tonight. No,
I reckon that's true. And I tell you why I reckon it's true. It's simply because Pulp Fiction, it clicks to their lives, doesn't it, in a certain point in time. So you could well be right. That it could always be 4:20.
Ooh. But I must admit, Dave, I did watch your see loads of people at two bollocks. I love that. Two bollocks, double bollocks.
double bollocks. One for each side.
True fact. Cracking film. True. Bloody hell.
Dave's up this game, boss.
Complete end of the spectrum from earlier.
Sandy K. if there's before I indulge in Dave's little fact for you, if there's any questions, guys, that you want to ask before we go now, or if there's anything about tonight's show or anything coming up, put your questions up now, and we'll try and rattle through them before we sign off. But back to you, Dave. I watched bloody Fight Club when we left the other week, and Shane did, because as you've seen in the group, we kept fucking updating you. I could not find a Starbucks in every scene. And I mean, I pissed Claire off to the point where she'd even stopped watching the film because I was pausing it almost like a movie quiz. You know, when you're just looking at every square on the TV going,
Yeah. Like a spot the difference thing.
Yeah, did you go in it that bad, Shane, or did you not like? Because
there was one scene with the Starbucks cup.
Yes, I concur.
But unless the director did it hiddenly, like he did with the guy's penis, all the way through the clip, the film, it wasn't in every scene.
What guy's penis?
He flashes it up like he's showing the movies, isn't he? And he flashes them up. It's all about subliminal or something. Isn't it?
Subliminal.
Hang on now. There's a penis in there.
Yeah, it's in the story. It's in the plot, isn't it? So basically, he does that. He worked in a cinema, and every now and again, he'd put like.
Oh yes, sorry, I apologize. Yes,
when you're watching a film, it comes up and then people are like, "Did I just see?" So unless the director's done that with the Starbucks stuff, I don't know.
Ronnie's gonna have to watch it again now. Look out for the penis.
Yeah,
I know one of them because I've seen like the directors. You know when the director talks about them. You know the scene, like one of the scenes right at the end when they're in before the building blows up. Yeah. There's one Starbucks cup that nobody could seem to find, but it's in the reflection of the window, and it's very like faint. So that's one I know about that he hid away on purpose.
But every scene, Dave said, every scene.
Oh. Yeah, well,
I don't know. I haven't seen the film since like 1999. So
we'll do it tonight, Dave, for us because we did it for you.
It's long though, isn't it?
No, but it's not the point, Dave.
Might tomorrow night, maybe tomorrow night.
No, tonight, Dave. I want an
It's
update.
late now. I'll be asleep now by 11.
I was a bit shocked because I was like, I think I got 5 minutes in, or whether Shane messaged and was like, "Nope, that's a bollocks," and I was like. I'm kind of
I'll watch Pulp Fiction now and see how you get on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I'm wondering if you're doing these just to test if I'm going to watch fucking films all night just to see, like, do you know what I mean? But the person
keep sending you one, so you just got to keep watching films.
Yeah, person I am. I'm really
interesting. Talking about films, I was looking up facts about films because I thought the last one people enjoyed that. The Wayne's World, right, was filmed in only 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like. To me, that's my favorite film ever. That is, I mean, but 2 weeks, like, I blow my mind. That is such a good film.
Yeah.
Wow. What the whole, like Wayne's World 1, yeah?
Yeah, I guess the Wayne's World first movie. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Apparently, it was just shot in 2 weeks, which that's unheard of, surely, isn't it? And it's such a good film. It's slick, done really well. It doesn't look thrown together, does it?
See, that's a classic case. Don't overthink it. Just get it done, innit?
Just do it. And it's just, to me, I know a lot of people won't agree, but to me, it's just like my favorite film ever. It's like got to me exactly the right stage of my life when I was just getting into music, and it was just funny, and there was music in it, and there was just little like sayings in it.
Choo choo! There's the train.
The 11 o'clock train is on the way, boys.
I love it. Oh, I love it.
There we are. Could we see John Mitchell's comment, boys?
No, hang on. Give it 2 seconds. Simon Bayeux. Can someone read that? My eyes are getting a little bit thin.
There is a persistent myth that all the clocks in the movie are set to 4:20, although certainly all the clocks on the wall in the pawn shop are set to 4:20. However, in at least 2 scenes, it's obviously not the case.
Boom.
I have to watch it to find out. New.
Okay, what about this by Laura Jones?
Boom. Well done, Laura.
Yeah. What do you think about
What's
that,
the point in
Dave?
that then, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? Just like, what's the
Or-
point in some of them? It's either none of them or all of them. It's like, what's
Yeah.
some of them? It's pointless.
So for anybody listening to this, probably 3 months down the line, when I've got my head around uploading it as a podcast, Laura Jones just said, it says most are, but not all. When the kid receives the watch, it's set at 9. How'd you like those apples, Dave?
So we declaring bollocks then, are we?
Well, you've just
Do
been
I
owned twice.
solemnly declare bollocks, or do I testify bollocks, or
You've just technically been owned twice without me having to watch the movie now. So that's 2 people confirming. I don't have to-
saves you a couple of hours there, but
Yeah. Oh, what's this then? What Shiner said?
That's the one.
A lot of the clocks are set to 4:20, but not all of them. Butch's watch isn't set to that time.
there we are then. Oh well.
The oracle has spoken. It must be bollocks.
Maybe I should stick to crisps from now on.
There's a few questions, boys, in the private chat that I'm looking through. That's why I'm a bit quiet. If you want, anybody want to ask them?
Are you loading them up?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love that, Shane. Well done, buddy. Okay, so first one is Kirsty Natasha Roberts. What's your picture of Shane? Is that right?
This one.
Oh, right.
That is Steelhouse Festival. Darren Griffiths took that photo. Huge moment for us. That was the first time Blink was ever played on stage with the piano, the rendition we now kind of do live. Captured the moment beautifully. So yeah, he very gracefully done a copy of it for me and gave it to me. Thank you, Darren. Great times, great memory.
Ian M. Court. Ever thought of doing an acoustic set?
Yeah. Well, we have done it. In the past, we've done.
Yeah,
Blackpool?
maybe Ian didn't know that. But yeah,
we did when we played the Waterloo in Blackpool,
Blackpool.
was it a year or a couple of years ago or last year? I can't remember. We did an acoustic set on the Friday night and played an electric on the Saturday night. So we do jam acoustically, don't we?
Yeah. I think that's a good thing about us, or proves the point that we got songs, because without good songs, you can't really do them acoustically. So, yeah, the band can write the tune. So, yeah, we love doing all the acoustic stuff. We love doing different renditions of our songs, to be honest.
Yeah. Breeze a bit of fresh for us. We've been playing them for years. A bit of fresh life into them, and look at them differently. And
yeah, man. Derek Beecroft. Do any of the guys play slide guitar, and how proficient?
I had a slide bought for me years ago. I'm crap at it, so no, I'm not proficient.
I got that. Yes.
Yeah, I got a slide guitar upstairs, but the trouble with slide guitar is to play it properly, the guitar needs to be open tuned. So
Which is the only way I
do
can
like
play
I do
it.
like the
It's the
sound
only
of
way I
slide
can play
guitar.
anything on a guitar in a Shane.
yeah. Or even more open tuned than that again. So it was open tuned to a chord.
Oh, fucking hell. I have to give that a go. Fucking hell.
So yeah. And you know what? The people who play slide guitar that really well, hats off to them, because to shut all the other notes up when you've got a glass or a steel slide in your hand, and to play it that clean, well done.
Yeah.
This is a really good question. This is Chris McMillan. Would you consider doing the CrowCast with a live audience prior to gigs? Yes, because I was on about this to you the other day, Shane. I don't know if you remember, where some people do meet and greets, and I had a kind of cool idea of doing a CrowCast somewhere in the day, and obviously having a select amount of fans in there. So we do the whole "Did You Knows" and everything like that live on the stage set out. Obviously before the show, like, do you get what I mean? So Yeah, I thought it'd be really cool. Or even if we did it on a different day or a day off or something, just to I kind of like the fact of, do you remember the old radio road shows? I know that sounds fucking mad. Do you know what I'm on
Yeah,
about?
yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
That's what I had in my head of even us doing like a selection of, even if it had to be pre-recorded, because you never know who could fucking, I don't know, get up and say something or do something live, I suppose. So even if we did a few pre-recorded specials, and put them on the YouTube channel or something. But I do like the idea of us doing a bit of a mini tour live, chatting to everybody in a room. I think it'd be brilliant to take us on the road, to be honest, when we're allowed to, like, do you know what I mean? So can maybe do a couple of numbers as well, and yeah, make something out of it. So yeah, Chris, I think it's something that's grown through this awful period of time and life, but I definitely kind of I'd like the interaction live. I think that'd be fun, boys. I don't know about you, like just I don't know what would come out of it. I honestly don't know whether it's like dangerous or, or fucking brilliant, like, you know. But I definitely think we should try a couple. Maybe we should try one in Wales, a couple up in England, and then we got to do a Scottish one as well, like, you know. So we've done a UK tour of the CrowCast, like.
That'd be amazing.
Is that getting a lot of hell yes? Top idea. Radio 1 road shows, yeah, because they used to like take them out to Ibiza and they used to do them across the UK. And especially they did gigs as well, didn't they? The Radio 1 road show, and then there'd be a gig or a couple of bands playing live and stuff like that. But yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be hilarious. I just think the questions would be brilliant. The banter back and forth. Like I said, Dave doing his did you know? Just be great to kind of go around and then yeah.
I'd love it.
Yeah, you said that. You were on about that the other day when we were like jamming with ideas and stuff. And how can we keep this going? And a lot of people have said, well, that's going to be really hard due to the streaming on the road. And that was like one of the suggestions of maybe it's not actually live on the internet and it's live on the road and you have to come and watch it live, you know? So, and then
our own support.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask a question, Dave? Oh, there we are. Loads of people. Definitely a Scottish one. Sorry, boys, before I think. Yes, Inverness. Yeah,
right.
I think that'd be really cool because, yeah, that'd be really cool to link it in with another show or something, or and maybe do something like this up there then as well, like, you know. So,
Okay, right. What advice would you give to yourself? Sorry, what advice would you give to your week 1 CrowCast self if you could? Get a better internet connection. That's what I would.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Since I bought a new laptop, and yeah, I've upgraded my internet connection. I bought a little, So yeah, I would have told myself get some decent gear, like.
Shane?
I'd probably say, I would never have guessed we would be on week 23, if that's for sure. I just thought, you know, we'll do this for time being, past the time. It was kind of healthy for us to do something together collectively. I had no idea we'd get guests on, established artists and people in the industry. So I probably just say to myself, strap in, it's going to get better. But like, yeah, it's blown me away, really, how successful it's been and how the likes of these people here, Crow family, get in touch, saying the Tuesday is the new Saturday for them, and it's just amazing. Love it.
Yeah, I'll chip in before you, Shine. Yeah, I agree. Like next week, like I said earlier, we're obviously rescheduling Wyatt to come on next week. So he's going to come on and we're going to do it. But when we kind of booked ourselves away, the first thing I thought was let's make it more of a challenge, because originally we were going to go away on the Wednesday, but it was almost like to try and pull it back to the Tuesday, still see if we could kind of do or maintain something on the road. So next week is going to be hit and miss whether everything can pull off, but I think we can create something. And everything you just said then, Shane, I'm so super proud in everybody for supporting it. Thank you so much. It's made, it has made my weeks, because it's like it's given me a bit of structure as well, personally, something to aim for, something to look forward to. And it's kept us going through a tough time. And now I'm having real fun with it and thinking what we can do with it in the future and how we can incorporate it in the band. I remember weeks ago, oh God, I want to say week 2 or 3, where like you were on about, Shane, it needs an identity, because obviously I did the original poster with just the microphone on it and stuff, and then it was even that, like, your suggestion to kind of like let's get the logo for it, let's make it its own thing, and then like the little phone calls and the group chats and it, boys, where it'd be like got Ricky Warwick or got, and then you start to book in everybody and you're like, fucking hell, like, and it was really cool, because when you obviously contact them, a lot of people watching this, and I kind of do drum it in. This is us, like, this is us having a go, this is us having an attempt, this is us trying to be active. A lot of bands I know have said, oh yeah, well, it's easy when you've got a record label, it's easy when you've got a big agent and everything. No. We've done all this ourselves. By whether you think it's shit, then we've done a really shit job ourselves. If you think we've done an awesome job, then it's absolutely awesome. So, and that's the truth. And that's kind of like, I'm grateful to you boys as well for staying up late, even when you've been tired. Dave, you've been working. And we just kind of kept it going, kept it evolving. And now it's nice to see you, 23 weeks. Yes, Wyatt's on next week. We've rescheduled him, where we were going to do like a special from the studio. And then, like I said, the week after we got somebody, the week after that, I've got somebody booked in. I'm currently speaking with somebody now, and the next 2 weeks after that will be booked up. So it's like, it's becoming it's in the calendar, like it's part of our schedule. Do you know what I mean? So I can't wait. And I genuinely I'm fucking determined to make it happen. I genuinely want to see CrowCast 100. And that's the goal. And I know, like, that's genuinely what I want to see. I just want to see CrowCast 100, even if that's the last fucking show or whatever, just to say that we did 100 shows of it. Like, do you know what I mean? That's pretty meaty. That's going to be a lot of takeovers, a lot of Dave's Did You Knows, and a lot of fucking one-liner shiners, mate. And a shit lot of giveaways as well, Shane.
Can't afford it, man.
But it's been good, hasn't
A lot
it?
of crisps to talk about, isn't it?
It was exciting at one point. I mean, now we're talking about jamming again and writing. We're writing constantly, but there was a stage where, for me personally, man, I was on fucking Amazon, like, buying.
My signal's dropping out a little bit, so.
Yeah, on the old internet, buying stuff for the room or changing the music gear around and stuff. This become our thing, like, so you kind of put a lot of focus on this, like, So, Shine, what would you do, Bert?
Well, you know what you just said there, but so episode 100, I better learn some more fucking words. So note to self, learn more words. Right, okay.
No, it's been great. And do you know what? I looked back, man. I said this to Shane, and I think Shane's been doing it as well now. I look back at episode 1, and I've started looking back through a few of them as well, just to kind of see how it's been progressing. And it is little things like cameras, buying new cameras, buying this, doing that, whatever, and then coming up with new segments and stuff. But it's genuinely lush to see, like, you've come out of your shell as well, Shine. You've gone from like saying one word to certain weeks. It's been great. Dave's gone. That's what episode 23. Off you go. No, he did say he was having trouble. It's a storm. But yeah, you've kind of got into it a bit, Shine. I want to say that as he's like, no.
Well, as you boys know, I'm a strange creature. I can go
Dodgy signal.
I can go days without talking. Some days I just don't want to talk. Other days I'll talk. So you're lucky. The last couple of weeks, Mr. CrowCast World, I've been in a quite humorous mood, so I've been talking.
I don't think that's a strange thing, bud. I like that's the majority, I'd say. It's just the only difference is now we got a camera in our face, isn't it? You know, because there are times where I don't want to. I just want to lock myself in a room and do what I want to do. But I think Ron's right. It is great because people wouldn't get to see a different side of you. I think that's what this does. Because there are many sides to Shiner. You know, there's many sides to Dave, Ronnie, myself. But sometimes I don't get to see you when you're doing that like 45 minutes to an hour and a half on stage. So I just think it's great once a week, just chatting the shit, isn't it?
Yeah. Have a chat, then.
Aye.
Okay. Episode 100. I'll have a text after. Fucking, why did you go and say that now?
Yeah. I mean, I'm away from episode 27 to how many weeks is that?
I think it's almost like, is next week going to be the last one? Is that going to be the last one? I'm knocking on the head, and I hit the group with, hey, boys, here's the dates for the next fucking 5 weeks. It's like, fucking hell.
I'd be on the phone to Ross tomorrow. Oh, Ross, do us a favour, right? 18 weeks. Solid booking of gigs, please.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday night.
Well, we'll have to work out the maths because I'll have to look at that after we come off here. But what would episode 100? Where would that fall every Tuesday? Do you know what I mean? So we're on 23 now. That's a really good thing, isn't it? You know, and where will we be in life? It's almost like maybe
it'd be just under 2 years. So 2 years would be 104 weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a long time, isn't
it? 50 episodes.
Hang on a minute. Let me there we go. With a disclaimer of the facts.
What you just said, yeah.
Aye, episode 100 is it? Disclaimer. Read the disclaimer, everybody.
Oh, there we are. Jay Skinner's put it would be February the 15th, 2022.
There we are. That's not too far away.
Yeah. So at least we know what we do on that day, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could, you know, realistically, it could be a little bit longer than that because obviously, if we do go back again, maybe we might do this every other couple of weeks or something, or when we can get to a Wi-Fi. So we might have to work around tour schedules and stuff because, like, you know, it is a realistic thing. We're on the road with the Dead Daisies in February, and that's 2021. So we're all across Europe, and I'm not stupid in the fact of how, you know, there might be times where a Tuesday 9 p.m. if we're in Milan. And we're staying in some fucking hotel, only gives you 20 minutes, 20 minutes of Wi-Fi. And to run this now, you need a lot of bandwidth. I think that's the technical term. So it's like, you know, so yeah, it's but 100's a good limit. I've set this up now. Sorry, boys, it's gonna fucking happen. Oh, there we go. Move on.
Brilliant.
So I have another question, and Davo. No, just like the poll.
Well, Shiner, have you had your eyebrows done? They're a fine set.
Thank you very much, and no.
There we are, and that's that.
Yeah. Is that Donna? I see that one go up earlier. Yeah.
Evelyn Barr, who plays something you would never think? Ron, anything you can play that people don't know?
Plays something you would never think.
Instruments or
No, not really. Like, I have a little dabble on a keyboard, but I'm not that great. Little bit of guitar, not, you know.
well, people might not know us, so you know.
Oh yeah, a little bit of keyboard.
You just named two, so
sorry, yeah, a little bit of keyboard, but I'm not like Shane, where like Shane can do the two hands and he can put it all together live and everything. I can cheat, so I tend to, if I was going to record an idea for Shane now, I would do all the right hand, and then I would go backwards. I know that sounds mad, and then I do the bass notes.
You got a very strong right hand.
I have. I'm all about the right hand. It's it's you know, there's a lot of action there. So it's
Really wanna
like
see those fingers, yeah.
really want to feel those fingers. So it's like, yeah. So if I was laying down like a keyboard line or something like that, I would do the top line with the right hand, and then maybe do some bass notes or something. Or it might not actually come together as a piano player, which you'd probably notice that, Shane, because you would go, well, a piano player wouldn't play it that way, because I'll always maybe cross melodies. Do you get what I mean? So I
Mhm.
wouldn't necessarily say I could sit down and play something through, but I can have a little dabble on a piano, little dabble on the guitars, enough to get an idea across sometimes, which is cool. Yeah, that's it. You, Dave, anything else you can play?
No, I used to play violin when I was a kid. I don't know if I could play it now. I mean, I'd give it a whirl, like, but no, not really. A bit boring. Like, oh well, I don't know if it counts, but I'm a bass. I can play the bass quite well. I don't know if that counts, or if that's a shock to anyone.
Yeah, because when you were a bass player before guitar?
Yeah. I was sort of like from 1990, probably about 7 or 8 years. A bass player in bands, and then when I got to university in 2001, I think it was like something like that. I joined a band as a guitarist, and then just carried on playing guitar. Then, so yeah. I don't know if that counts, but the same thing, really. And I love playing the bass. I absolutely love playing the bass. Such a satisfying instrument to play. But nothing like left field or Should I know?
Yeah, no other instruments. Yeah, apart from the obvious. Pro Tools. I can play Pro Tools because that's a big game to me. Is it Pro Tools? You're not going to win. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Pro Tools my answer.
Shane?
Yeah, in school I dabbled in a bit of everything, really. I wanted to play sax. I think I've said this in the previous thing, but my school didn't have a saxophone, so they said the nearest thing to that was a clarinet. So I played clarinet for a bit. Piano, guitar. I'd love to play drums. We have this thing that one day, hopefully, we'd love to change instruments, and I can see Ronnie up front, me on drums, Dave on bass. Perhaps Shiner stays with the ears then.
Yeah. I'm off out the front of the house, but
Yeah, that's it. I can play guitar too. Yeah, all the Crows just change it up for one song, and see how that goes, because that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Well, I think I've always wanted to do, and I know it sounds fucking mad. I might set myself up here to try and learn it, but I don't know if I could fucking pull it off singing it as well. But Detroit Rock City.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I always started in Shiner at one point was like, yeah, but that's because I had that so I just, do you know what I mean? It's that whole fuck and I'd love to run over to the drums. That'd be cool, Howard. That'd be a cool yeah. I don't think I know what to do, Shane. I'd be like, fuck, there's just so much I want to do, yeah. It's just fucking so much. So I'd be like playing the guitar going, oh fuck, he's told me I could sing. And then I'd be going, bam, bam, da, da, da.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. But that'd be fun if we all swapped and
definitely.
yeah, I'd fucking love that. Or Shiner just goes, no, I'll play guitar.
yeah, I'll sort the front of our sound out. That's all I'll do.
But yeah.
Cool.
Shall we have one more and then we'll look to sign off? Was there another one?
Yes.
I can.
Did any of you play recorder at school? Yeah, I think every kid did, didn't they, in school?
Yeah. Oh, fucking awful as well, let's be honest.
I loved it.
Oh, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
I never had recorder. I don't know if you boys remember.
Oh.
It was almost like like a clipper thing, almost made like a ticka, like it was a percussion thing.
What?
So
The rattle thing, yeah?
Yeah, with a block with a rattle ball on it, is it?
it was almost like say a flat block, and then 2 blocks either side that would go tick 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 tick, and then you had to put a rhythm into it. So whether generally, I remember playing that thing. Now whether that meant I was absolutely crap at recorder, so you know what I mean?
The only one in the class playing that, were you? Everyone said a recorder, you had that brick like that block.
Yeah, I had that, that rhythmatic thing. So it was either that, but I always doing Aussie riffs on the recorder. They didn't like it.
Brilliant.
Shane. I can imagine like fucking Peter Jones or Heilwin and what was her name? Mrs. Hillier. Like
Hillier.
fucking trying to do Silent Night or something. Shina's like, yeah, just fucking shake this, mate. Just shake it.
The diddle 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 diddle. That's what we playing.
Castanets. Are they the tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're castanets.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to describe it would be like when a horse is walking with heels on, and it makes that very rhythmatic thing.
Yeah, fucking.
It was just a shaking. It was on one hand, like.
All right.
I'm on about like infant school.
Oh right, that did have like beads around it and shit, like metal beads.
No,
like
it was just literally a wood. It's like,
I would school that big budget.
yeah, they made that up for me. Ian, you're very special. You play this.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was always London's burning on the bloody recorder.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Or London's calling.
It's all right. Luke James just picked up a horse in heels.
Look, stop ruining my childhood.
Ah, fucking hell. Was there any more for any more? Was that it? Yep. Was that it?
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. Right, so if you all tune in next week, we're going to be live from a secret location, which a lot of you thought that I would spill the beans way. But no, it's going to be live from a secret location. We're having a jam, so we're going to spend a couple of days together jamming. And Wyatt will be our guest. We rescheduled him due to the bad weather. Everybody stay safe. I hope your garden fences are safe. Your patio furniture doesn't end up in somebody else's garden. And kind of catch up warm and watch Pulp Fiction and tell Dave he's fucking wrong tomorrow. There we go. That was episode 23. Before you go, here's all the boring stuff, but it gives us money to do cool stuff. So there is Devil in My Pocket women vests, white and black men's t-shirts, and we've still got hip flasks. And don't forget, you can get the Send the Reaper t-shirts and the almighty CrowCast t-shirt. Because if we're going to go on the road, you're going to need one of these. That's what you're going to need. You're going to need one of these to come on the road. All available. I love that. All available at our web store, www.thosedamncrows.com. And if you go on to YouTube, you can hit the notification, like, and subscribe. Sorry, that's all the boring stuff, but I realize we don't do it enough, and I get lectured by my 16-year-old saying that we should be telling everybody to hit the subscribe button and hit the like and share it. And
he's our manager.
Days, isn't it? So without further ado, over to you, Shiner. Wrong button.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, shiner.
A fucking photo. Right. nice and short and simple. The struggle is part of the journey.
Boom. There it is.
Boom.
Right there. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We love you to bits. We will see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye, internet.